My inspiration was just alternative music, really, as a whole. I grew up in the 1970s, and my first band was my first favourite band was the Electric Light Orchestra, and I kind of went from there. I liked U2 in the early days before they became a very big stadium rock band, and then gradually, by the time I was in my sort of late teens, I discovered indie music.
Did you have an idea what you wanted to do at a young age?
When I was kind of 10 years old, I was like any normal boy. I wanted to play for Tottenham Hotspur, or I wanted to be a fireman, or I wanted to be an astronaut, or I wanted to be all three of them. I wanted to be putting out fires while kicking a ball on the moon. That's what everyone wanted to be.
What's been the highest and lowest point in your life?
Well, with the nature of running a record company, they probably happen every day, really. It's just a whole series of little highs and little lows, probably in the same hour, just because there's so much going on. You can have one of your bands delivering a great new single, but you could lose out on a new signing, or you could sign a new band, and one of your own bands could deliver a new single that's rubbish.
Do you still keep in touch with your old friends, and do they look at you differently?
And there's always new people you meet, and you're always looking forward to the next gig and the next new experience. So you kind of forget about old people.
So what advice would you give to young people?
Well, I was out with some young people last night, and they've just formed a band, and they said what we really want to do is make connections in the music industry. We want to get a manager, we want to get an agent, and they were asking my advice, and my advice was not to bother, because everyone obsesses over building a team, and they forget about the crucial thing, which is themselves. A few years ago, when we were doing bands like Coldplay, the manager would be like a mate. He'd grown up with them at university, and they didn't really understand the business. So they were brilliant for us to deal with, because you could say to them, do you want to do a single Fierce Panda? And they'd go, all right then. So my advice is just keep doing it yourself as much as possible. Keep it really, really DIY. And then if you're good enough, people will come and find you.
Well, thank you very much for answering all of our questions.
Thank you very much. It's been most enlightening.